Now, before I get started on stage 4 of the Grand Prix for the Porsche Cayman here, I'm going to actually put some more tokens into mine just to bring it up to that 4th star, because yeah, I do kind of want to finish this event with the ability to actually use some of the epic import parts, which otherwise would be kind of, yeah, you can't use those at 3 stars, so there's no point in getting them. And yeah, I would rather have the car at 4 stars rather than 3, and that should pretty much guarantee me being able to actually unlock it. I think I'm something like 30 points free of getting relegated to 4th position, so yeah, I would literally need to come as a 15-point deficit to the person who is in 4th, and no other positions would need to shuffle, so it's very unlikely that I would not end up with a key for this car unless I get super bad luck, which yeah, could happen. Speaking of super bad luck, I'm 15 blueprints away from getting this, so technically I could get this in a single jackpot. Realistically, that will take probably 5-10 packs, because the drop rate of this has been really bad. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to just power up the car and then get straight into those attempts to actually place a decent time. Yeah, and these packs are just here for the next 5 days. Epic import parts have appeared as well now because they're needed in the Carrera GT event. I will just point out that like the epic import parts that are inside in that are across all the Porsches. It's a very kind of harsh ask considering there's 10 different Porsches to be had. So if you're trying to get one particular blueprint, it's going to be very, very tough. If you need a blueprint for, say, like these lower down cars, the Porsche 911 GTS, the Cayman, the Targa especially, like what I've been doing for those is just obviously keeping an eye on the Legend store and seeing what comes in. And then once a day I'm making use of that shuffle here to just cycle the thing one time and take a look on the far right hand side and seeing I've gotten my 911 GTS almost golded now from that, and some of the other ones just golded as well. So definitely keep an eye on the Legend store, because spending 20 tokens on this and then having a chance to like pick exactly the epic import part you want if it pops up is a way better than spending 1,000 tokens on probably getting a duplicate of something, or else like yeah, there's 10 different Porsches, so you could end up getting an epic import part for that for the Carrera GT, which you then might end up not unlocking. So yeah, I would advise like what I'm doing here, going with the tokens, and yeah, you get yourself an extra couple of blueprints for cool things like the Aperta as well in doing that. It really can pay off to keep an eye on the Legend store rather than blasting that 1,000 tokens there for a 1 in 10 chance of what you're after. Now though, Porsche Cayman, get this one up to 4 stars. Like I said, definitely like it's one that yeah, I think it's always kind of better off to actually get these. Oh, that's my 6th thing popped up, so that's going to be a wait a minute, that's yeah, I was kind of thinking that was going to happen because the yeah, that thing had the star up icon from there, and I was like, wait, what? And yeah, like the game kind of tips its hand a small bit as to if you're actually gonna get something like that. So yay, 750 tokens. Woo! Happy whale noises. Not really a whale, but I just played this game way too much. Star up is ready. Awesome. Shoo. I don't think I got any extra blueprints for that. Just yeah, I can't complain. 18 blueprints for this. Awesome. Especially, yeah, 750 tokens, just immediate jackpot. Far better than trying to take a shot at an epic import part. And woohoo, 4-star dirt mobile. Happy. So yeah, I need to actually come into the Grand Prix area to do the upgrades. And yeah, I'm just gonna blast out all of the upgrades on this. I'm not going to ration out upgrades on a car that's being used actively in the Grand Prix because yeah, I need this thing to be powerful now. Give me a nice advantage. But hopefully the car is kind of a bit sprightlier at 4 stars. At 3 it's still pretty much meh. But yeah, I was like, I would always kind of rather unlock a car in an actual usable state rather than say I got the, yeah, because I got the 1896 at a fairly low star rating. I think it's at 3 stars, and like it's not bad at 3 stars, but just definitely not exactly gonna be first choice when it's on the track at that poor star rating. I really should have invested more in it. I think I came away with a bunch of epic import parts for it as well, and it's kind of worthless to me since, like I said, yeah, even here at the actual 4th star max tuned up, there's no option to put in epic import parts into that car, so you would need to bring it up to the full 5 stars before you can use those epic import parts. Definitely yeah, not a lot of players I would think going to be 5-starring this car during the event. Possibly, if people have done, that's cool. I know that certain groups, people have mentioned in comments the fact that, like, yeah, people have landed in groups with like crazy people bringing the car up to 4 and 5 stars straight away, and it's just like, ouch. But yeah, before I do my actual runs, I'm going to do a practice run or two using a car at the 3.1k, and yeah, I'll see kind of how it handles and if it changes in any way at all. But I think I've got my path kind of sorted out for this one and which way I'm going to go, so yeah, it shouldn't change too much with that, but I do just want to check it just in case it's in any way startling or surprising as to an increase in handling rather than going straight into a run. Practice runs are done, and yeah, put in a few decent enough 45-second runs with that. Really good. And then I raced myself and managed to do a 44-second run, which is appallingly bad, especially in that car. I just ate absolute edge of the track and stuff really badly. Yeah, so race number 3, and yeah, this is one of the reasons why these events suck if you don't do good with pressure, especially when you know that like it's a token cost after the 3rd attempt. So I might go a little bit less crazy on this one because I was trying to do 360s down the center area, and the risk reward factor is very high risk, moderately low-ish reward. And yeah, I'm just going to play it far safer with this 3rd one. Just, I think that the car with this amount of tuning could put in a way better time. It's just a case of I would rather put in a moderately good time. Good old joking. Let's see. But yeah, I was like doing a launch off there. I'll include the 42-second run as well for my practice times at the end of this video. But I am just going to completely rely on car tuning here for my real run and not go crazy with this, because like inside in this tunnel especially, there's the potential for so much hassle. I don't know, maybe like a even run with this car, but I'm just filling up nitro here for hard bank around and then shockwave out, making sure that the car wheels are actually on the ground for that shockwave. And yeah, you know what, actually, that's what I'm always saying with stuff like this, that like that's around the time of my practice, and my practice was using 360s inside that tunnel, which are incredibly dangerous and just really risk reward, especially in such a really tight like tunnel there. Like, that's just not worth doing. Unless you're incredibly like careful with them. I think these Osaka tracks especially, they're really punishing for like any sort of mistakes at all. So was that faster than my actual practice time? Yeah, so like that feels weird. It's just a case of like when you're doing 360s in this car, it really sometimes like it fills up the nitro meter a lot, but I think there's still something to be said for a very kind of like stable drive. Like, keep in mind, obviously I'm in #1 position because car's 3000 rating now, which is significantly higher than people at the 2.4. Still though, like my own time of 42.7 felt decent with a practice run, but like that was with 360s going into that tunnel area, during the tunnel and off that ramp and stuff, and like I do find this car just gets really unbalanced by them. So even with a fairly decent 316 run, yeah, this super just like cam run just pays off fairly well. That puts me like about half a second or so ahead of #2, and 2 seconds ahead of the person there, Jordan. I don't actually recognize that name from the other days. Trail Ride Joe. I'm not sure. I'll check out the actual listings in a second. Or this Joe person who has number 3 from today in my group, like, they, if anything, are disrupting the points down to the rest of the group. So, like, it's going to, if anything, like, it's not going to increase their chances of getting the car, but it will definitely increase mine, because, like, consistency is key, which, yeah, my time in round 3 really suffered. I went to bed and that was like, I think was it number 1 or number 2, and then when I woke up the next day I was like, oh, I lost a place, or 2 or 3. So yeah, that was a bit of a shocker. But like, consistency in this is needed. Like, you'll see the people who are getting the key here is like 35, 25, 40 and 45. Like, that's grand. He's never come first, but like, he is in line to kind of like have a chance at the key. The Japanese racer underneath there, yeah, that's the person who's like taking 2 of the days in this group, 145. So if he puts in another time, it's like, it's a cert that that's a key. Trail Ride Joe underneath there, he has all his days done, 30, 30, 20 and 35. Again, chances of coming away with an actual key fairly low, unless it comes out of those packs. But I mean, 4th place in a tier 3 group, you are getting over 20 packs with every one of those having a chance of getting the key. So there's still obviously quite a lot of potential. But say the person who took 40 points from today so far, yeah, so even if this person was to take that 40 points and then get 50 points tomorrow, their total will be 137, which as of right now isn't a key, won't be a key. So that's like, it's a shame really, because obviously, yeah, potential of doing 40 points in this stage, kind of yeah, a bit of a shame. Now we do just have a round 5 that's left tomorrow then, and that is the Tunnel Jam in San Fran. So pretty cool track, and definitely one that's gonna like be a massive advantage to me, because there's a couple of long straights in that, as well as some aerial stuff. So the higher tuned version of the car is going to do really well there, I think. Like, obviously higher tuning is fairly significant at all times, but on something like that track where you've got like, there's really long straights in it, yeah, I think a key is almost a certainty here, unless like something really significant happens, whereby yeah, some of those racers who haven't gone yet, like, all do significantly better than me today, which is a possibility. These Grand Prix are always a bit on the odd side, because you're not racing against the clock, you're racing against players, but that's kind of the fun part of them as well. That's why, yeah, I totally didn't choke those first 3 times. Totally didn't choke. And just being very, very careful, like what happened last time. Clipped off the side edge there and just completely ruined the run. Car got pretty much wedged in that tunnel. Yeah, that was fun. Anyway, guys, hopefully people are doing cool enough with this one. Like, it's hard to give advice for this, because it's basically just drive as well as you possibly can while being as careful as you can, and do your best, but without trying to burn too many tokens. Not often that you're going to get a jackpot in this, unless you're me. But but yeah, like I said, that's the fun of the Grand Prix. If this is one of the first videos you've watched, or if you haven't clicked already, guys, there's a sub button up there over my head. Helps out the channel an awful lot if you do that. Over there, there's Indie Rowdy, where I take a look at indie games on the Switch and kind of mess around and see what they're like from the very start. And at this side, something that YouTube thinks you like on my channel. Good luck, guys, and ye drive safe.